welcome into First Take on a Monday. Look who's here. Donovan McNabb, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. I'm Molly Karam. Donovan, I tried to get them to dress up. I wanted to do a whole theme. I was denied. Too cool for school.
I am not in a funny mood. I'm not in a funny mood.
Really?
Well, Stephen A. kind
why.
of dressed up as the 1970s a little bit.
Oh. Do you have the same style as Cam?
So you had to go with the name?
I mean, is that what we got to do? I mean, listen.
Hey,
Listen, let me tell you.
I could go there, too.
I know you can.
Hollywood.
Ralph Lauren,
But here's the point.
know.
Do you understand that Max Kellerman has no business in this conversation?
Max,
Let me
that was good.
expose Max Kellerman to the world. Max Kellerman, despite the money and everything else, because he's living large now, he got three
absolutely.
suits. He got 3 suits. He wears the same 3 suits and just mixes a shirt and a tie.
I got 10
He
suits.
wears 3. He wears 3 different suits. That's it,
Shirt
Donovan.
tie
That's
combinations
it.
got to be smooth.
That
I want to
something?
start counting the suits. This is the gray 3-piece.
Really?
Keep it in
You got
mind.
a
That's
great,
one.
you got a great
Monday, that's
3-piece.
one.
You got a great 2-piece. You
There
got
will
a
be
black.
a different suit
So they have to
every
take
day
the
this
best
week.
off.
That's it.
Just
That's
take the
it.
best.
Oh, please. You talking about somebody's
Don't let it
wardrobe.
go like
You
that.
got. He knows it's true. You got to be crazy. Just because you put on a different
See,
tie and shirt doesn't
you
cut
know
it.
he's got a whole closet full, because once you wear that one time, you can remember that.
What's wrong with
I don't
that?
remember that. I don't
It's pretty
remember
damn
that, so
smooth.
you got to have
I'll
a
give you-
hundred.
I'll give you that.
This is pretty damn smooth. You see,
Yeah.
you don't know better. I understand. I'm here for you. I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you, baby.
You know
I
what
understand.
Stephen
I
A's
understand.
favorite costume is? The blue star. How about them Cowboys? Dak Prescott winning the rookie quarterback duel. Yes, sir, I see you. Dez was big in his return, and Dallas takes a 2-game division lead at 6-1. The Eagles never got the ball in overtime. Stephen A., did the Cowboys win or the Eagles lose this one?
Cowboys won. Cowboys won. That's the way I look at it. You were down, you come back, you tie the score, you force overtime, and ultimately Dak Prescott handles his business by connecting with Jason Wynn for the game with a touchdown. Now, 2 defenders collided in the end zone. That ain't their problem. That ain't their problem. When I got to play defense, you want me to go get you some water, some Gatorade too? What the hell you want? It's your job to make sure those kind of things don't happen. That clearly was the case. That clearly wasn't the case, rather, when it came to the Eagles last night, and you got what you got. Dak Prescott, 19 for 39, 287 yards, a TD, overcame an early interception. Give the brother props for that, because adversity hit him. He responded. Ezekiel Elliott, still balling, just 96 yards rushing, but 140 yards plus from scrimmage, 5th consecutive game. We have to pay attention to that. Dez Bryant, 4 receptions, 113 yards. Deep threat for you for a change. Didn't do anything, with short yardage situations, but throwing the ball 15 yards or more. They handled their business in that regard. It was a very competitive game, typical NFC East matchup. There's no doubt about it. But in the end, what it comes down to is this. As much as it hurt me to do, I did predict that the Dallas Cowboys would win this game, and a couple of dudes sitting up here with me thought otherwise. Listen and learn.
Look,
I agree.
The Eagles lost that game. And I was live tweeting this game, and I had to go back through my tweets to look at all the different ways that the Eagles lost it. And the reason they lost it is because of the rookie. They made rookie mistakes, not the quarterback. The head coach made rookie head coaching mistakes, as I tweeted last night. 4 ways Peterson lost this game. 1, I'll start in the 4th quarter, and forget about defenders running into each other. You insert Wendell Smallwood. For the first time in the game, to carry the ball, he immediately coughs it up. He's cold. You hand it to him for 1. 2, Peterson continued to call a horizontal, try to kind of prevent offense, sort of let me salt away the win and stop being aggressive plays like the 30-yard, on the 30-yard line. The screen pass didn't fool anybody. Everyone in the building, everyone watching on TV knows that they just need to get in field goal position, which they already were. They need a couple more yards. They're not looking to do anything deep, so you're not going to suck in the defense. You're not fooling anybody on that play. They get sacked for a loss, or they get tackled for a loss, and now they're supposedly out of field goal range, but they're not out of field goal range.
Right.
They got a 53-yard attempt, and Caleb Sturgis had hit 17 in a row, including a 55-yard attempt that was good twice earlier in the game because Garrett called a timeout. He had to hit it again. So you punt instead of kick the field goal? What is that? And then at the end of the game, the special teams unit, the best in the NFL, you don't give them a chance to block a punt. You got 2 timeouts left. You let the clock run out, go to overtime. You can block the punt. You can return the punt with Darren Sproles, who's been on fire all game. The rookie head coach lost that game for the Philadelphia Eagles.
You know, I will agree with you. And this is the sense I did pick the Philadelphia Eagles to win. And the reason was because I felt like we would control the football in Philadelphia and force Dallas to turn the football over. Well, they had Dak able to turn the football over. But when I look at the Dallas Cowboys, and it hurts me to say this, but Jason Garrett is doing a great job with Dak Prescott by running the football, establishing some downfield threats by Dez Bryant. Obviously, there were a couple misses in that particular point, but they're ranked #1 in the league in running the football. When you have a rookie quarterback, you have to run the football and play strong defense, and that's exactly what Dallas is doing. Now, on the other side with the Philadelphia Eagles, they're 17th in the run. And you can't win football games if you're relying on your rookie quarterback to win it for you. Every pass that they were throwing were under 15 yards. Everyone's going to sit on that route. Now, if you're not establishing the intermediate passing game, then you have to go back to the run, which they couldn't do that. Now, defensively, I think Schwartz got caught up a little bit in trying to do a little too much. When you're playing against this team, you want to stop the run and force Dak to throw the football. Well, there were so many people open downfield that Dak missed. Now, he was throwing off his back foot.
Yep.
He wasn't controlled in the pocket. It looked like he was forcing things. I don't know if it was more coming off the bye week, if it was trying to get Dez involved, or if it was because Tony Romo was on the sideline, whatever it may have been.
I thought Schwartz bailed Peterson out a lot.
Well, he bailed him out, but when it came down to it in the fourth quarter and overtime, it seemed like he threw everything at Dak Prescott, which worked in the favor of Jason Garrett. Now, for Carson Wentz, you have to let the kid go. It's time to let him go. Release everything you have on him. Because they don't have a guy that can get downfield and establish the tempo downfield. So now Zach Ertz got to step up his game. You already have Jordan Matthews as your intermediate passer. So take the pressure off of this rookie quarterback because you're asking him to do too much.
Two things. One, I thought Carson Wentz was outplaying Dak Prescott until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you complete 5-6 yard routes.
But, well, they didn't let him go. That's part of Peterson's problem. He didn't let his guy even try to do his thing. It just didn't happen.
But that's the thing. Going into play, you change up now because you feel like they know us. Well, no, they don't know you, Doug. And the whole thing about it is if you establish the downfield threat, that opens up the intermediate passing game, and that's where you start to see Dallas be very effective. Now, they held Ezekiel Elliott to under 70 yards rushing leading into the main part of the game. But then when it came down to it, the running game took over for Dallas.
Wait a minute, though. But you brought up the Eagles running game. Remember, Darren Sproles had 86 yards on 15 carries, and he was somewhat of a threat.
Where's Matthews?
I understand that. Jordan Matthews only had about 65 yards receiving, 11 receptions. But I guess what I'm saying to you is this. We walked into this game knowing that. We knew that the Eagles were suspect running-wise, and we knew that the lone weapon that they had was Jordan Matthews, because Green Beckham's going to drop passes, as he did again yesterday. That was the problem when they traded for him. Everybody said, is this dude going to catch the ball? He's got the athletic ability. He's got the physical prowess. We know he can get open. We know he can get the ball. Will he catch it? And there were a couple of pivotal drops that he had yesterday, as far as I'm concerned, that neutralized him. In the end, what it comes down to is this. Dallas won this game because of what we thought, or I thought, would lead to victory. They would run the football to some degree. Dez Bryant was returning, and somehow, some way, when it counted most, that was something that they would be able to rely upon, a 75-yard scoring drive where the Eagles don't even get to touch the ball in overtime, delivered the good.
The question was, did the Cowboys win it or the Eagles lose it? Peterson's decisions in the fourth quarter, and I listed them, there were 4 of them, led to that loss. But since you brought it up, let's talk about the actual execution by the players. You know, the Eagles are 3rd worst in the NFL in terms of drop percentage. And they were tied for worst in the NFL with 4 drops yesterday.
Okay.
So that's not just Green Beckham. That's nothing new.
That's nothing new.
Right. But if who won it or lost it, they're getting the ball and they're dropping it. That's losing it. You should complete those passes.
I did play in Philadelphia.
May I play the role of Molly Wood here? Can I ask you a question, Max Kellerman?
Go ahead.
You just pointed out how that's one of the things that's plagued them this season.
Yep.
Yeah.
What the hell you pick them for?
Well, they should have won.
Well, no.
Even with
drop passes?
Even with the 4 drop passes, I just explained
a 17th ranked Ratchet attack?
Peterson doesn't kick the field goal, making it a 2-score game. The screen pass was a terrible idea. Everyone knew it. He then doesn't use his timeouts to try to win the game in regulation. Those are all mistakes that and also get super conservative towards the end of that game. That's why they lost.
I picked them because of their defense. It wasn't because of their offense. I thought their defense would apply pressure onto Dak Prescott and force him to turn the football over. Now, what that means is you're going to put 8 in the box. You're going to put 8 in the box. You're going to stop the run and force Dak to throw the ball downfield. Now, what that means your middle linebacker is going to have to blanket a guy like Jason Witten. If you blanket Jason Witten, that forces him to look only to Cole Beasley and maybe downfield to Terrence Williams. Now, Dez coming back changed things up a little bit because now that puts pressure on the corners to make sure they focus on
Well, Dez coming back definitely changed things up a little bit. As a matter of fact, Dak Prescott ignored Cole Beasley on a couple of occasions.
Trying to throw it to Dez.
Which was a very frustrating
thing because
Cole Beasley's right there. But you also got to remember this, and this is my last point. Eagles were ranked 20th against the run. They're ranked 20th against the run now. They were ranked worse. They were ranked around that coming into this game. You're talking about you were concerned about Dak Prescott throwing the ball. I was concerned about the Dallas Cowboys being able to run the football on Philadelphia, which was my problem.
Eagles controlled most of that game, blew it at the end.
Okay.
Dak Prescott, the only rookie quarterback, along with Andy Dalton in 2011, that was down 10 points in games and won multiple games from 10-point deficits. Only rookies ever. We want you guys to weigh in at home. Are the Cowboys now the favorites to win the NFC? Go on the First Take Twitter page, make your voice heard. We want to hear from you guys a little later in the show. Meanwhile, hello there. Happy Halloween. Welcome into First Take on a Monday. Look who's here. Donovan McNabb, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman. I'm Molly Karam. Donovan, I tried to get them to dress up. I wanted to do a whole theme. I was denied. Too cool for school.
I am not in a funny mood. I'm not in a funny mood.
Really?
Well, Stephen A. kind
why.
of dressed up as the 1970s a little bit.
Oh. Do you have the same style as Cam?
So you had to go with the name?
I mean, is that what we got to do? I mean, listen.
Hey,
Listen, let me tell you.
I could go there, too.